Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Samantha Sumler. My pronouns are she, they. I am the marketing and communications manager of COCA. And here is our day 3 of our COCA Connect How to Workshop series, where we cover how to do things on the COCA website of tallahasseearts.org. Tonight we have 4 of our panelists here this evening, so we'll just go around our little Zoom room here and introduce ourselves. And I'm going to start with person to the left of me, which is Brandon.
Hi, my name is Brandon, pronouns are they, them, and I am the marketing assistant. I help Sam put together the newsletters and approve events and classifieds. Gabrielle, Sam.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Dietrich. I'm the grants and marketing intern. My responsibilities at COCA involve searching for and posting grant opportunities for community groups, and also searching for and posting events for the local area.
I'm Sam Joslin. I'm the public art and exhibitions manager for COCA. So I program our 2 public gallery spaces, manage public art projects, and many other things. But I'm also here to be a good resource for artists.
Yay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Today we're going to be covering on our website on how to create classifieds. So if there are any questions you have while the workshop goes, you can put that into the chat or in Q&A. You can also raise your hand and let us know, and we will unmute you so you can speak at the webinar. And what we're also going to do is I'm going to put into the chat our how-to PDF guide. And that is a guide that was actually created by Gabrielle, and it shows you from it's about 50 or so pages on how to post anything and everything onto our website. So if you have a question on how to either make an event, or if you want to go and refer back to that after we make a classified today, you can go to that section, and the table of contents is click through, so you can be able to click on that and you'll be able to find that information. Before we begin, I'm going to post that in there. So that is in the chat for everyone to view. So let's get started. So just a brief explanation of what our classifieds are is that on our website, we have a section that is just as it says, we have a classifieds, which include different professional and professional opportunities that are in the area for artists and arts and culture organizations. So for example, if there is a call to artists that your organization has and you want to have artists apply for that, or if you have a call for vendors that you want different organizations to attend to, those are places you can go onto our classifieds to submit that, and you'll be able to have that on our website. We also, what we do is every Thursday evening, we have a weekly newsletter that goes out. That is our classified newsletter. And for that newsletter, for your information to be in that, you would have to submit the listing onto our website by the Wednesday prior. So for example, if you wanted something in tomorrow's newsletter, you would submit that by this evening to make sure that that was approved. Typically, our submitted classified listings take between 24 to 36 hours, give or take. If there's anything that also needs for us to further reach out to you or anything like that, we can roughly around that time. But what we can do now is the person who is pretty much who knows everything about classifieds, I am going to hand this over to Brandon, and they are going to walk us through on how to create a classified. So take it away, Brandon.
No problem. So let's sign into our account. If you do not already have an account, you can refer to the how-to manual. This will mainly just cover how to create a classified and just that. There are sections in the guide of how to make events and such, but right now we're just going to cover classifieds. Once you log in, you're going to see, okay, let me share my screen actually. Everyone see this?
Yes.
So once you log in, you're going to see this dashboard to your left. We're going to hit add classified. Let that load again. Perfect. So here is where you will put in all your information. There are many different classifieds you can add. We can put in job opportunities, workshops, call to artists, volunteer opportunities, internships. This goes on and on. Well, what it will not include is specifically events. If there is something happening that is not within the realm of professional workshops, we typically reserve it for the events newsletter. So everything else should be covered in this. So just as an example, I will use my information. So let's say we're doing this for, I'm a guitar person. So we're going to make a listing for a guitar teacher. So I am looking for a guitar teacher. So I'm putting guitar teacher needed in the title. Scrolling down, description. And in here, we want to make sure we have everything we need for the type of listing we have. So in this, I'm putting a brief description, followed by some bullet points for qualifications, some responsibilities, and then a deadline, and then contact information at the end. So basic description, that can be as detailed as you need it to be. Qualifications and responsibility, that falls under description. The important thing I want to stress here is in the description, you want to put the deadline in there if it has one. There is a box later for deadlines, but we want to make sure that we include it in there so we can see it in the listing, because we include this sometimes in the newsletter. And of course, contact information. All this will be filled in later, but just want to make sure that you guys know to add this in there in case you miss it. Once you put in your information in there, the next box is organization/business. If you have already made an organization page, it will populate in this box. So we are COCA, type that in there, autofills. If you do not have one, we're going to option 2, which is where we will type in our own name. So let's put simple, Brandon LLC. We'll do that. The benefit to having an organization account is that when you click on the organization from the listing, the organization name will be hyperlinked, and you can take it to the page, and then it will show all the listings you have. If I do it this way with option 2, it will not. It will just simply be italicized, and you can't really click it, but they will know the name. Following that, we have location. This auto-populated because I put COCA, but here we're going to put lost my paper. Let's just actually go with that. COCA. And that's option 1, right? So these are areas within Tallahassee. So Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. These are our service areas for COCA. So you're going to select Florida, select the city that the listing is relevant to. So I'll put Tallahassee, and then the zip code. If it is outside of the listing, which it should not be, you would put the information into here. Following that is classified contact data and expiration dates. This is very important. This is how people contact you in case they are interested in the classified. So name, followed by the email there, and then your website. Typically the website doesn't have to go right to where the listing, say it's a job opportunity, it doesn't have to go to a page listing the description because you have it here. It can just go to the organization page. Cell phone number, fax number. I don't think anyone has those anymore. Expiration and deadline dates. So expiration date. The difference between these two is that the deadline date is, what did I put up here? I put March 7th. Tight deadline. So that is the deadline date. The date that the listing gets removed from our website will be going into expiration date. So let's put in here March 7th, and we want to also move it to March 7th for this. There's a box here in case your listing is ongoing. Say it's a seasonal internship that you are listing. then this box would be selected, and then we will have it on the classified newsletter as on a rolling basis. Following that is classified types. So yeah, there are many things here. Our newsletter has, I think, about 5 categories that we move them into, but what's important to know here is that you can select multiple ones. So say it's a call for, well, this one's a job, so I put that. But let's just say that this is a workshop that is online. We can also tick this box too. You can tick multiple ones, and then we'll categorize it on our website within those categories. And then contact info. So what's different from this section from the previous one for contact info is that this is only visible to us. If there's something that looks wrong on your listing or that we need to contact you for more information for it, it will go here. So first box is for your name, second box is for your email, and then phone number. And then you have images. For this, you need to tick this box first. This is just for copyright acknowledgement. And there we go. A lot of people here will put a logo or a picture of the building of the organization, whatever's relevant. And next is documents. And here you can put documents that maybe have a longer listing that you don't want to put all into this, or any other supplemental materials that people can reference for that you think would help them. So once that information is all in, I should be able to hit submit record. And I missed something. What's my name? No, I did not. It was fine. That will take you to a page that you can review your information. And in here, I'm going to look over it. Yep, everything looks right. And once that is reviewed, you want to make sure you go to the bottom and hit submit listing. If you do not, it will not be received by us. So make sure you hit submit listing at the bottom. And there we go. So once that happens, it goes into our end where it goes into our pending classifieds, where we will review it, make sure all the information is there, it's clear, it's relevant to what the classified should be. And once it's approved, we will see it in our published classifieds. It'll take a second. So I know Sam is approving it for me.
It's approved.
Thank you. So let me refresh that. Okay. Here it is. Great. So then it shows up here where we have the categories at the top along with deadlines. So this is very visible at the very beginning. And then we have everything listed cleanly here. Great. So these classifieds, where do they go? Every Thursday, we have a newsletter that goes out to, I think, just under 9,000 subscribers for our classifieds. Yes. So this is published weekly. Our classified newsletter. Our deadline for these, for submission for these, is Wednesday evening. If we do have to receive your classified by Wednesday evening, it will not make it into the newsletter for the Thursday. So in here, as you can see, we put our classifieds that are expiring soon at the very top, an advocacy section, followed by our own COCA updates. And then funding. This is where we will have grants and other such opportunities for artists typically or musicians. There's a lot of interesting things in here. I think a couple of months ago, I sent one to Sam where artists could submit sculptures and then they would drop them off at the bottom of the ocean for an underwater museum. So there's a lot of cool opportunities in this, lots of funding. So that's important. So please look at those. Next is community. This one is mainly for volunteer for sale and community projects. So that's where we put these in here. So in here we see there's a bicentennial project, volunteer opportunity, professional closet for donations, for sale. Yeah. And then we have professional development, and that is what it sounds like. Job openings like I posted just now, and workshops. Followed by promotions, and I think Sam will talk about that a little bit later, but we do have room in the newsletter for advertisements. And then lastly, calls to artists, which is exactly what it sounds like as well. That is where we post deadlines for exhibitions that are looking for artist submissions. And this goes out every Thursday. Yeah, I want to make sure I covered everything. Any questions? All right.
There is a question on how can someone be subscribed to the newsletters?
Oh, yes. So if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, we can. Do we have a whole thing here? It's at the bottom, I believe. It's not classified. Sam, could you remind me how to do that? Actually, I don't subscribe to them, so it's hard for me to remember.
Yes, I will put a link in the chat, and that takes you to the page on our website that lists not only our classified newsletter, but also our all of our other newsletters. But it has the 5 newsletters that we offer. We actually offer let's see, 2 weekly newsletters and then 3 currently 3 monthly newsletters. So if you want to subscribe to any of those are there. The first one is the first weekly newsletter, just since we're on that topic, is our COCA classifieds. And like Brandon stated, they are sent out every Thursday, containing local, statewide, national calls for artists, jobs, funding opportunity, volunteer opportunities, etc. You can sign up for that. Our other weekly newsletter is that we send out our events of the week. We select 8 to 12 events per week are selected in our featured weekly newsletter, and those go out on Mondays. If you have an event that you would like to be featured in that, you would submit that on the Friday before that newsletter goes out. And so typically, that would make sure that that's part of the newsletter. We also have a arts and education monthly newsletter that goes out on the first Tuesday of every month. And that also contains funding and job opportunities related to arts and education or student art contests and things like that. The other 2 monthly newsletters, there's a monthly events newsletter that shows you 6 weeks of arts and culture events. And then for this year, we have a special newsletter that goes out the second Friday of every month, and that's all things related to the Tallahassee Leon County Bicentennial. So that would include different bicentennial events, different classifieds that are bicentennial related. So you can sign up for those on the link that's in the chat.
And then one more thing to add, I guess 2 more things, is that submitted listings typically are not approved instantly, like Sam did for me. They will take between 24 and 36 hours, like they mentioned before. And if you have any issues with your listing, submitting it, don't know what information to add, you can either reference the how-to guide that was put into the chat, or you can contact one of us by email, which is simply our first name, followed by @tallahasseearts.org, and we will be more than happy to help you.
All right, thank you so much, Brandon, for going through that very detailed how to create classifieds and submit them. Like Brandon mentioned briefly, we also offer advertising in our weekly newsletters. So I'm just going to briefly talk about that. I'm going to share my screen here. Can everybody see that? Yes, all right, good. Okay, right now, currently I am on the newsletter page, as again, tallahasseearts.org/services/newsletters. And that's also, you can find that under marketing and services, where you can not only find classifieds, but you can also find newsletters, and you can also find advertising opportunities. And you can also see under the newsletters that there is advertising for each of the newsletters. So what exactly does that mean for you for advertising? Well, there are plenty of ways that you can advertise with COCA, and that is being part of our targeted weekly emails. So we have different options for our newsletters. What you can actually see here is that there's an advertising rate pack. When you click here, it takes you to our ad packages. And so what those look like, and let me zoom in a little bit for that, is that we offer different ads that can be placed in either our weekly newsletters or our monthly newsletters. So what exactly do those look like? Well, you can have a banner ad, or you can have a square ad. And actually, I'm gonna stop sharing. Let's see if Brandon, if you're able to pull up a Monday newsletter that might have an ad for people just to see exactly what that is.
30 seconds and I should be able
Okay. While they get that, so the ads can be for any event that's going on in the area that your organization is putting on, or it can be an ad for, it could be an ad for a job opportunity or for a call to artists or something like that. You can place an ad that our subscribers will receive. So we have about 12,000 subscribers who receive our weekly Monday newsletters, and between 8,000 and 9,000 who receive our weekly Thursday newsletters. And then we have 13,000 that receive our monthly event newsletter. So it just varies depending on the newsletter, but you can place ads, and the cost of those depends on the size of the ad. So typically on average, we'll have a square ad, which is what you can see right now on the screen. That's a square ad that was put forth from the Carabel Museum. And the cost of that ad is $75 for the Monday newsletter. Now, if you are wanting to put more than one ad, we're able to put together an ad package for you. It's actually saves you a bit of money for you to purchase more than one ad at a time for a package that we can give you not only the ads you need, but also offer you free ads as well. So for example, one of our packages that we're currently offering to celebrate the bicentennial is we're offering ad packages where if you spend $200, you get 2 free ads. So how that would look is if you wanted to either do 3 square ads or 1 square ad and a banner ad in our Monday newsletter, or if you wanted an ad in the classified newsletter, the cost of a classified newsletter square ad is $60 compared to the $75, but you're reaching a different demographic. So really, if you're interested in advertising with COCA, the best thing that I can actually state is to just reach out to me via email, Samantha@tallahasseearts.org, and we can schedule a quick consultation to help figure out exactly what your needs are and how much you can spend for the ads, and we can get that taken care of. Also, if you are a COCA grantee with the marketing and you have our marketing grant, you are able to use those funds for advertising in our newsletters. So that's just a brief explanation about those. You can also, on the ad page, and what I can do is I can just share my screen again real quickly. On the advertise with COCA page here, if you're wanting to think about submitting an ad to be in one of our newsletters, just going to tallahasseearts.org/advertising, and depending on the newsletter, you'll see the information. But what's important is to check the ad specs. So you'll see what size it has to be, the resolution of that, etc. And it just depends on the different things. You're going to see a certain type of color, a certain format, It's a static ad only, and then you would also send us the URL that you would like to have that link to. So you can send those files to me. You can also send those to Brandon, and I will work that out with them on making sure that ad gets scheduled. But that's just a brief synopsis of advertising with COCA and connection to the COCA classifieds. But are there any other questions? I know we covered a lot with classifieds and the newsletters and advertising. Is there anything else? Okay. I will state that making sure to check that COCA how-to PDF guide. It covers pretty much everything that you can post onto our COCA website. This has been our 3rd day of workshop series, and in that time, we've covered how to create an artist profile. We covered how to create an organization profile, a venue profile, and we covered how to create events and how to connect artists to your events. But and today we covered classifieds, but there are other things that you can also post onto our website. You can, if there is a certain piece of public art that you want to make sure is on the COCA website, you can add that also onto our website. If you are a teacher and you want to add a specific program, an education program and resource for teachers in the area, you can add that to our website too. So there's a lot of different things. And so if you're just wanting to know what can COCA put on, what we can put on our website for you, it's, there's so much you can find. And if you don't have the time to do that, just always reach out to any of us here and we'll make sure that we can get that taken care of for you and figure out what's the best place for your needs. But I just want to thank everybody for attending today. And like the rest of our workshops, this one has been recorded, and we will make sure that that is posted onto our website and on our social media channels within the next couple of weeks. And so you'll be able to view not just tonight's workshop, but also days 1 and 2. And so all 3 of them will be available for you to peruse either on our social media, and you'll be able to find them on our how-to videos on your account dashboard. So once again, thank you everybody for attending and have a great evening.